The New Jersey Civil Service Commission is conducting a survey of the first-level fire supervisor title. The purpose of the questionnaire is to obtain current information about the work performed by first-level fire supervisors, and this program has been reviewed and approved by all participating fire chiefs. The information from this survey will be used to develop future first-level fire supervisor examinations, which will help determine the future company officers you will be working with for years to come. You are the job expert, technically referred to as a subject matter expert. We cannot overstate the importance of your participation in this study. Your contribution will have an impact, so please give this your best effort, and thank you for your help. This entire questionnaire will require approximately 3 hours of your time. When you have finished, please turn in your completed response sheet to your training officer or the questionnaire facilitator. Please confirm that you now have the following items: the response booklet, where you will fill in your answers, the questionnaire booklet, and the white, green, and blue handouts. At any time, if you have any questions about this process, please ask your training officer or the questionnaire facilitator. Before getting started on the questionnaire, you need to complete the front of the response booklet. Only use a number 2 pencil when completing the response booklet. If you need to erase, erase completely. Make sure you bubble all answers with dark circles. Avoid circling numbers or making notes in your response booklet. All stray marks will have to be erased before you turn your booklet in, as these marks will affect the machine's ability to read your answers. Rather, make notations in the questionnaire booklet. First, fill in your name and job title, which will either be lieutenant or captain. Do not put anything above payroll. Write the name of your department above jurisdiction. Below your name, write in your identification number or Social Security number. Fill in the corresponding bubbles underneath the numbers. Next, you will need to fill in the title code for your rank. If you are from Jersey City or North Hudson, for this questionnaire, you will write in the code for Fire Officer 1, which is 09010. For all other jurisdictions, if you are a lieutenant, you will write in the code 01843. If you are a captain, you will write in the code 01836. When you are done writing your title code, fill in the corresponding bubbles underneath the numbers. For occupational group code, write in 01 and then fill in the corresponding bubbles. For version, write 1 and then fill in the corresponding bubbles. Under questionnaire number, write in 6 ones and then fill in the corresponding bubbles. Leave the statements regarding occupational licenses or additional information blank. Going to the next row, Bubble in municipal under jurisdiction. Under region, choose the word that best describes your area, either urban, suburban, or rural. Under type of office, bubble in central. And under respondent, bubble in employee. The final section on the cover is the background data section. Please bubble in the information for each item that best describes you. If you do not identify as either male or female, leave this part blank. At this time, please set aside your response booklet and we'll begin with the questionnaire booklet. The questionnaire booklet is divided into 3 major sections: information about you, which includes the front cover and subject matter expert agreement, task statements, and knowledge and ability statements. First, complete the front of the questionnaire booklet. Make sure the information you provide on the questionnaire booklet cover matches the information you gave on the front of the response booklet cover. Please turn to page 2. This is a subject matter expert agreement that we require all participants to sign. Please review the agreement and then sign and date the bottom. If you believe you have a conflict that affects your ability to sign the agreement, please bring your concern to your training officer or the questionnaire facilitator. For each question in this questionnaire, choose the response which most closely describes your experience as a first-level fire supervisor in your jurisdiction over the last 12 months. We want to know what you are doing, not what you think you're supposed to be doing. Even if you're not serving as a company officer, we want your answers to be representative of your current position. Respond to the material only from the perspective of your current first-level fire supervisor job requirements for the past 12 months. As you complete this questionnaire, only use a number 2 pencil and be sure to take breaks. The First Level Fire Supervisor Job Analysis Questionnaire consists of 2 kinds of statements: task statements that describe broad work functions performed on the job, and knowledge and ability statements that describe the individual competencies necessary to perform those tasks. We will start with the task statements portion of the exam. You're being asked to answer 3 questions about each task. First, you should determine whether the task is performed. Then, how often does the first level fire supervisor perform the task, or frequency? How important is the task to the job of first level fire supervisor, or importance? Should a first-level fire supervisor in your jurisdiction be capable of performing this task on the first day of the job, required day 1? When you are considering frequency, estimate how often you perform the task described during the past 12 months. Use these ranges to determine which bubble to fill in, from A being never to E, meaning you do it 150 times a year, or approximately once a shift, or multiple times during a shift. When you are considering importance, ask yourself, how important is this task in relation to the performance of the first-level fire supervisor job? Use these ranges to determine which bubble to fill in, A being not important at all, to E being critical. Keep in mind it is possible not to do a task very often, but for the task to still be high in importance. When considering if the task is required day 1, ask yourself, is it required that a first-level fire supervisor be able to perform this task the first day on the job? A designates that a first level does not need to know how to perform this task day 1. B designates that they do. If you rated never to frequency, A, on a task, you must rate A not applicable for both importance and required day 1 for that task. Now we're going to do the first 2 tasks together. Please turn to page 9 in your questionnaire booklet and then turn to question 1 in your response booklet. Use the white handout task statements for easy reference to the rating scales. Consider the first task, inspect subordinates at roll call to ensure proper staffing, uniform, and fitness for duty. For question 1, frequency, think about how often you performed the task described during the past 12 months. Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 1 on your answer sheet. If you answered A, never, you must fill in A for question 2, importance, and question 3, required day 1. If you answered B through E, continue to question 2. For question 2, importance, ask yourself, how important is this task in relation to the performance of the first-level fire supervisor job? Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 2 on your answer sheet. For question 3, required day 1, ask yourself, is it required that a first-level fire supervisor be able to perform this task the first day on the job? Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 3 on your answer sheet. Now consider the second task. Ensure subordinates are conducting safety inspections of their gear to ensure readiness. For example, personal protective equipment, SCBA gear, accountability tags, portable radios. For question 4, frequency, think about how often you performed the task described during the past 12 months. Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 4 on your answer sheet. If you answered A, never, you must fill in A for question 5, importance, and question 6, required day 1. If you answered B through E, continue to question 5. For question 5, importance, ask yourself, how important is this task in relation to the performance of the first-level fire supervisor job? Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 5 on your answer sheet. For question 6, required day 1, ask yourself, is it required that a first-level fire supervisor be able to perform this task the first day on the job? Use the given range to determine which bubble to fill in, and then darken the appropriate bubble for question 6 on your answer sheet. Please continue to answer the questions for the rest of the task statements. If at any time you have any questions, please ask your training officer or the questionnaire facilitator. If you are unable to complete the questionnaire this session, Please return your questionnaire and response booklet to your training officer or questionnaire facilitator. Arrangements will be made with you to complete the questionnaire at a later time as department operations allow.